we've got Maddy doing technically co-hosting from Digicam, and we've got James from Robinson's Village as the guest. So to those that don't know, how many compilations have you guys made together? Is it two?
Yeah, just two.
So there's the one with the burning the tape video.
Yes.
And what's the other one?
Other one was just like a kind of just a random improvised jam that then I had like Maddy's clip like play in the background, then blended in like the kind of like background sounds into with the track, and then cut it smoothly over to the lovely little Digicam vid, and then yeah, blended the two.
So the background sounds from the actual audio that Maddy took.
Yeah.
I looked at how many views and likes the burning the tape one got, and it's a lot. What is it about that reel that you think responded so well with so many people?
On the one that I did, the burning one? Oh, wait, are you talking about his original one?
Or both, like the collaboration one, the compilation.
The collaboration one that I did, it underperformed compared to... I'm sorry, James, I didn't know if you knew that. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's chilling.
It did, in regards to the analytics, it did very poorly. But I think it's just because the opening shot doesn't look like my usual style. So people don't really know what they're looking at. But it doesn't even matter. It's still got a lot
We'll get them
views.
next time.
We will get them next time. But what are the views like for the original one?
Oh, stupid. On Instagram, like that was the one that kind of unexpectedly did very well. I think it's on like 1.2 mil or something like that, which I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I've, like
that's what I'm talking about.
It's stupid. Like on like, like say I do TikTok as well, and like TikTok's always kind of done better, for like the likelihood of getting a better, more viewed video on there tends to be pretty higher. But on Instagram, I've been posting on there for bloody ages, and then that one like took off randomly. I wasn't expecting it at all, and it was a bit like, it's kind of funny.
Do you feel like what you were saying before, Maddy, that like familiarity on a reel is important to your audience? If they see something that doesn't look like your usual shit, are they going to be like, no?
Yeah. I think that was it. I think if we do another one, I would start the shot of the TV and then have like more of his video in the TV. I'm already planning it. James, can we make this happen? Can we do this?
Definitely,
okay.
100%. I mean, I've got the oh no, you go.
Or no, I was just going to say the opening shot's going to be the TV. That's what I've come up with so far. And then maybe you can come up with the rest of it.
Easy. I haven't figured out well. Like I got like a Digicam recently as well. So
yes.
It's competition.
There we go. Well, it's just that like, I don't know, they're cool for like everything. Everything looks so sick through them. Like, so it's that like, yeah, definitely some sort of fusion on that end as well. Got to be done. Maybe we'll just like maximize it, like as many Digicam, as many TV bits and bobs as possible.
We'll figure it out.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. 100%. I'm gonna nerd out real quickly, James. I saw in one of the comments that you mentioned that William Basinski, if that's how you pronounce his name, was an influence for the burning the tape video. Is that specifically the disintegration loops that he did?
Yeah,
9/11.
Yeah, he's on some. His stuff's just always been crazy. Like I've seen him live a few times, and every single time it's just like, wow. And I think when I first heard the disintegration loops, it's been like 2016 or something like that. I felt like everything just kind of like clicked for me, like brain wise. It was just a bit like, yeah, this is it. This is the peak.
I'm trying to think of how to explain the disintegration loops to Maddy if you've never heard of it before.
I don't know what this is.
Do you know, how would you explain it? You're probably more articulate in that way.
I mean, so he's like a tape artist who like found in the end like early 2000s. He had a bunch of these tapes, and they were all starting to fall apart because over the years, like tape degrades because the glue, I think, holding the information basically on the tape starts to fall apart. And so every time he'd like play these tapes, like little bits of it would flake off, and so a bit of the information of the sound source would like degrade each time. And so he cut them up where the tapes are these massive loops, so it plays like a 15-second section over and over and over again, which also means that the kind of the degradation kind of part speeds up. So like over the course of like sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes longer, this loop will play over and over and over again until it just eventually like it starts off sounding like a song, and in the end, it just kind of sounds like noise or like nothing. It's got all these dropouts and weird, crusty bits.
That's so cool. What the fuck? That is so cool.
It's stupid stuff. It's
No,
stupid.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so
No,
cool.
it reminds me of if you've heard of Alvin Lucia's "I Am Sitting in the Room." You know that one?
Oh yeah.
It's basically this dude who had like a bit of a stutter or like a speech impediment. So he sat in a room and he kept saying, I am sitting in a room and a few other things over and over again. And I think it started to feedback. And then the result was like an erasure of like human performer and the dominance of like environmental music. So by the end of it, you can't, I'm pretty sure I've never listened to the whole thing. It's like, it goes for like 2 hours, like 3 hours or 5 hours. But basically, by the end of it, you can't even hear like a human anymore. It's just constant feedback from the natural reverb of the room, from just the constant repetition. I don't really know the science of how the fuck that even works, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it's cool to observe like stuff like that where you see like a process unfold in like a song. It's just like nuts. So
But
nuts.
James, do you have like a fine arts background in any way?
Nah. So like, I mean, I went to uni for music technology, but my
Okay.
uni, I went to a place called University of Sussex, which is down in the south of England, and with that, like a lot of my like uni lecturers and stuff like that were very big in like the kind of like more artsy kind of side of bits and bobs. So kind of had a bit of an influence. So like for like my final year project was all on like destroying tapes and like processing tapes by like burning them or like freezing them or leaving them in the garden for like months and like kind of yeah like exploring that kind of world. So I guess yeah no actually yeah I lied. There is a bit of a sound arty kind of background in that sense.
There would have to be, yeah. I mean, starting with like your John Cages or even your John
Yeah,
Cales or anything. Like for me, like I have a fine art background in conceptual art,
right.
but yeah, they taught me a lot of that shit when I started, and I've been hooked ever since. I love
Oh
that
yeah,
shit
there's
so
just
much.
I feel like you can constantly uncover just some crazy stuff in that world.
For sure. For sure. And so what does burning the tape actually do? Like I feel like you're gonna say it makes it sound warmer. Is that an actual thing? Is that
I mean, I guess to a degree. So like what I found is like when you burn the tape, tape is so flammable. I forget what the bloody there's like the World War Two film thing where they burn all the tapes at the end and burn down all the Nazis in the building. I've forgotten what
you
it's called.
mean you mean Inglorious Bastards?
Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, actually, yeah. So like, there's like but it's so flammable that like you put anything slightly near it, like it'll start to crinkle. So like when I did that burning tape thing, I burnt through like 3 or 4 tapes before I finally got it right, and like so it warps the tape, which means that like you'll have like dips in pitch, and then also amongst that as well, like I think it takes a bit of the information off the tape from my findings, so then like you kind of lose a bit of, like the high end kind of frequencies, which I guess means that like you have more mid presence, it sounds a bit warmer.
Yeah.
And then yeah, because like the crinkle in the tape, you end up hearing like a lot of like kind of like high end kind of crackles like fire, which is kind of sick.
Yeah. Cool. Are you doing a PhD by any chance? Because you sound like a guy that is doing a PhD.
No, I just fucking I love to yap about it.
That's cool. And do you feel like burning the tape was it I guess because like disintegration loops was a response to hopelessness and 9/11. Do you feel like yours is maybe a hopeful response to like social media disconnect?
I mean, it wasn't necessarily the intention, but I guess it's a good way to kind of look at it. Yeah, like for me, it was just kind of like I don't know. I was just running out of bloody ideas, and tape's just one of those things when they're like, all right, I could just destroy this in some sort of way and see what happens. I mean, a lot of my Instagram stuff is just experimenting.
What other influences do you have?
I mean, for me, it's like I was trying to think of this because I feel like that's like always a good thing to have in your brain when we ask questions. Like number one artist that influenced me and kind of connected everything together is Grouper. That's just like all of her stuff a billion. Like I remember seeing her live and just seeing her setup, which was just a like a little 4 channel mixer or whatever, and then just like
Yeah,
four
right.
little handheld cassette players was just like I was like, oh, like you can do that, like that's crazy. And then like a couple of other people as well, like obviously studied like a lot of like Brian Eno at uni, who like on some big brain shit, like he's just crazy. And then as you said, like William Basinski anything in that kind of more tapey world. But then I come from like a shoegazy background, so it's just anything that's kind of like leads to lots of noise and big walls of noise. It's just a bit of me, to be honest.
I saw you have an antenna that you plug in to your synth. Is that what you're doing? Is there a little thing that you're plugging in to get into frequencies, like
Oh,
radio?
yeah, like a little radio, yeah,
Yeah,
antenna
what is
thingy.
that?
It's just like I think the OP1, which is the little white synth that comes with it, is well, the antenna comes with the OP1. It just like has like a radio frequency thing, so you pop that in there, it picks up the signals a bit better, and yeah, you never know what you're gonna find. I mean, like I live in North London, so I'm just kind of picking up all sorts of bloody weird random signals from like
Wait,
just your
the
normal radio stations to classical stuff.
the OP1 comes with an antenna, and you can just like
Yeah,
hack into
you just
random
whack
fucking
it in
frequencies
there.
around town. That's awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, I didn't know it came with that. The closest I've ever gotten is like trucker radio. If you've ever
yeah,
seen those, some cars, some big like I don't know what the cars are, big like 4x4s have like you can like hack into trucker radio and say some crazy shit, and then they get really
no
angry.
way.
But you can kind of do that with the OP1 then, technically.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be so cool if I don't think you can send a signal out, but if you could send a signal out, that'd be pretty sick. Just like truckers driving by and you just blast them with some synth noises. Sounds
Yeah,
like a
that would
pretty
be
fun
fucking
day.
amazing. And you could sample getting angry.
Yeah, exactly. Like that'd be maybe like a little feedback loop sort of vibe.
That would be fucking sick. Last time I was speaking to Maddie when I had them on the show about the importance of
Mm,
meditative music and meditative visuals in today's day and age
mm.
of like hyperstimulation. And honestly, I feel like I should just say it's the same for you. Like the same goes for you. Like the type of content you're making. Like this isn't a question so much as like a praise. Like I just applaud what you're doing. Especially
Oh,
also
thank you.
with sound, because with sound you can actually close your eyes and just actually relax, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's like I feel like there's something as well in like the in the sounds of like what I try and strive for, and I guess it's the same with the Digicam stuff. It's like the kind of the coziness of nostalgia, which kind of contrasts against the kind of hyper modernization of like Instagrammy, TikToky, brain rotty stuff. Sometimes you do kind of need like a calm 60-second or 30-second clip that's like it's just one static kind of shot or like audio clip or something like that, and it's just like a nice chance to kind of relax and not be bombarded with a cut every 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. You use the word cozy. Like, yeah, the coziness of nostalgia. Because we spent the whole last episode talking about nostalgia, like with Maddie.
I mean, like you've got some people that find like like new metal nostalgic, or like maybe they'll
Yeah.
find like I don't know, like a Drake album nostalgic. But then you'll have other stuff as well where it's like there's some kind of certain tones within ambient music that just also as well evokes nostalgia. So it's cool that nostalgia's just like it's not the same thing for every single person, but there's certain things that
No.
cross over.
I saw that you were also like recording Santa Monica Pier, and you used the
Yeah.
pier itself to create a stutter plugin for Ableton.
So there's this software called Max MSP, which is like it's like a kind of an easier way to kind of code stuff without having to type out code. You just drag stuff together. And I was over in Santa Monica for some like work bits and bobs, and I was had a bunch of field recordings, and I was in a hotel room just a bit bored after a bit of a knackering day, and so I put together this patch that just like it was like a feedback loop where it kind of like you get the audio that's going through, and then like there's like certain delays, so you get like lots of it like kind of looping back around on itself, and then certain like resonators that will make like they'll kind of like create sound at certain frequencies triggered by other frequencies within the field recording. So like the bird might trigger that note or whatever. And
Yeah, right.
yeah, I just kind of put together a bit of a weird chaotic patch that just kind of was all centered around just a lot of weird stuttery, resonatory kind of audio stuff. But the source sound is the field recording from Santa Monica.
So people can download that off of like on Ableton.
I mean, I've not got it downloaded, but that's a good idea. Maybe I should actually put it out there. It's a bit of a
Yeah,
mess,
maybe you
so I
should
feel
do
like
that.
people will have a fun time trying to suss out how it works because I don't think I even remember.
No, because I mean, I'm a big Ableton fanboy. We had Tom Cameron from Ableton HQ come on the show a few weeks
I
back as
saw
well, a
that.
few months back, and I fucking yeah, I'm the biggest Ableton stan. I think you're a bigger Ableton nerd than I am, to be honest,
I
but
mean,
I love
everything's
it,
cool.
man.
Every update's just there. Like, I'm excited to see what else they bring out. They're always on
Yeah,
some cool
no.
shit.
Do you have any cinematic influences too?
Actually, on the music, No, I mean like not as much, but more like there was certain soundtracks that like I listened to a lot. So I remember when I was first getting into synths, I was big into I was just non-stop listening to the Social Network soundtrack
Oh,
because it
that's a
just goes so
banger,
hard.
bro. That's a banger, bro. Well, that's Trent Reznor, isn't
Insane.
it? And Atticus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
that's just
like, so like
crazy.
that kind of realm. But aside from that, I'm really bad for watching films. I don't have the attention span to sit there for an hour, 2 hours, and get locked in.
Really.
Oh, it
Yeah, I've
sucks.
noticed people start bringing their phones in to movie theaters, and I think that's the end of everything.
Ah,
Like
you
once you
can't. You
once
got
you
to. You
bring
got
your
to.
phone in there, that's game over. That should be illegal.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I went to the cinema not too long ago. I think I went to see the Bob Dylan film and was there like, oh, this is good. This is like a nice 2 hour break from my phone. Like, be good. Focus on like not having your phone. I was like, why am I focusing so hard on not having my phone on me? This is quite sad. So maybe that's something I got to work on a little bit.
Well, maybe the movie wasn't as immersive as you'd expected.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like,
Did you like
yeah,
it?
it was an all right film. It was. I
That's what
find
I
it.
tell people.
It
Yeah.
was like I'd say it was like a 7 out of 10, a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a perfectly 7 out of 10 average ass
It's
fucking
cool.
movie. I mean, I
Yeah,
get so much shit for liking it from my mates. Like my film crew, like fucking shits on me so
nah,
hard. I'm like, it's all right. It's okay. I
yeah.
like,
I
what's
mean,
his name? Fucking, what's the guy, the actor? Oh, shit.
Timothy
Yeah,
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. I like Timothy Chalamet as much as
He's
the
a
next
funny
guy.
guy. Yeah,
He's all
he's a
right.
funny
Yeah.
guy.
He gets the
Silly
job
goose,
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Legend.
Moving away from Timothy Chalamet, I saw that Sony hit you up on that reel, and it was
Yeah.
so weird the way they fucking worded it because it looked like spam. It was the same. It's the same message you get with spam, but it's really Sony. So I was
Yeah.
wondering, like, you obviously looked into that because you replied to it. Do you have any big collabs with Sony coming up?
Nah, not with Sony. Like so I think I'm not 100% sure. I mean, they're a very busy account. I think I accidentally just I missed that message and maybe replied a little bit too late, but they didn't reply. So
Oh,
Sony, if you're
what?
out
You got
there,
ghosted by Sony.
shout me, Sony. I'd love to work. But no, I mean, I did a cool collaboration recently with Shaw. They had some microphone that was like built for mainly focused I think more on podcasts and like but like it was like an SM7B style thing but like has a built-in audio interface sort of thing and I put
Oh,
together
I
some
saw that
clips for
one. Yeah.
them trying to like be like a bit more like I don't know. I was like, well, I don't sing. I'm not gonna like sing into this mic. So how can I use it in a bit of a more weirder way? So I was using it to do like feedback stuff on like an amp, which was yeah, that was fun. I don't know if it was necessarily what they expected, but people seemed to like it. So hopefully they sold a couple of mics.
Cool. I mean, why don't you sing?
Uh, it's not my kind of vibe,
Really?
I can't really hold a note. I got a couple of little bits and bobs out there kicking aro. But it's not my thing. I prefer
But you
to be
have like
behind the cables.
screamy music as well, right? Like I swear I've heard some of your tracks that have screaming in
There's
them.
been like one or two little like older bits that are floating around, especially I think there's one or two on SoundCloud that have a bit of yeah, a little bit of shoutiness because I don't know from that
Yeah.
kind of background, But I don't know. Yeah, maybe in the future, who knows? Who knows what will happen?
When did your infatuation with synthesizers start? And how many do you have?
Oh God. So like, I mean, I properly got stuck into it in like the lockdown sort of time, but prior to that, I remember I bought one of there's the Behringer Model D, like the little Mini Moog kind of copy. That was like the
Oh
first
yeah.
synth I got. I got that in like 2019, but if I'm going to be honest, like it didn't have a keyboard attached to it, so I just spent half the time just like with it like they're like I don't really know how to use this. I should look at selling it. Lockdown, I was like stuck at my folks' place, and I was there like, all right, let me just like throw myself kind of into this, and yeah, I just kind of ended up like getting a bit lost in it, and posted a couple of clips. They started to do well, and then was making a lot of synthy kind of music, and then yeah, it just kind of took off on Instagram, and it was kind of like a nice like the synths motivated me to make music and make clips, and then the clips and music doing well motivated me to buy more synths, and then now I think I've ended up with like I think we're maybe talking like 15 at the moment,
15 synthesizers.
maybe It's
Are they
my
all?
room's
Do
getting
you own
pretty
them
bloody
all, or are
full.
they all in various stages of rental?
Nah, I don't rent stuff. I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of a I end up selling a lot of them. So like I'll have them for
Oh
like
wow.
3 months and then I'll be there like, "Oh, all right, like it's not for me. Let me sell that and buy something else, and then maybe I'll then end up rebuying the same synth and realizing I messed up sort of vibe. But yeah, it's taken over my room a bit too much now. So I think I gotta like maybe make a bit of space, but I know that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like 15 is so fucking many. I mean, I was at the Synthesizer Museum in Berlin maybe a
Oh
month ago,
yeah.
6 weeks ago, and I feel like they probably had about 17. Nah, they probably had like 50, but still, man, like 15 is
still,
quite the collection.
still, I
Have
gotta
you?
head over to there.
Yeah, you've never checked it out? I think it's new,
Nah,
the actual one.
no, because I've always wanted to go there. I've always wanted to go see like the Mobile Museum. I think maybe it's still kicking around. I hope it is. Um, but yeah, no, I've been Berlin, but I never ended up. That was pre my synth era, so going,
Yeah, of course.
going.
That's cool. It's cool that the first synth you ever got was the Behringer. Because I don't know if it's the Behringer, but there is like an acid-based synth that's like a piece of shit that's like this big. And I because I've got a Nord Lead 4. I'm gonna really geek out for a sec, and I've got like a mini log,
Oh
and I've
yeah,
got some others. But that piece of crap, I resold it for higher than what I bought it, and I needed to get rid
nice.
of it because I fucking don't ever want to see one ever again. But I
Yeah,
graffitied the shit out of it. So I
no
sold it
way.
as part of like my band's like not really merch, but like unofficial bootleg merch.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I hate that synth so
So
much.
did it have the annoying sequencer thing on it, where like you've like
Yeah,
all 303s, but you have to map out all the bloody notes? I can't be asked for that.
it's a nightmare, and anything on fucking Ableton already sounds better than that. And like it's like yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, it's not usable. I'm pretty sure it's like a meme, like they did it on purpose, like the user interface. I'm not even gonna go into it, but that shit was a piece of crap, honestly.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. So have you always lived in the UK?
Yeah. Well, I had like so prior to the synth thing, I was out in New York for like just under a year. It was meant to be over a year. My uni just had like a thing where they were like, well, you can go out there and study and you know do that for a year. So I was like, sweet. Lived in Brooklyn, worked at a couple of studios out there, which was sick. And then yeah, lockdown happened, so I got booted out. But it was sick. It was a great time. I loved it out there. Um, Fun moving to another country, you know.
Yeah. And would you ever go back to Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was about I was about to see like I don't know how like what the rent's saying out there. It was pretty bad when I was out there last time, but I feel like London's kind of a bit of a similar vibe where just rent's just a bit messed up.
Well, is
But
there anywhere
yeah,
that it isn't messed up? Because I mean, I was in Netherlands and the rent is fucked, like completely fucked, and
yeah,
like Melbourne's fucked as well. Is
right.
Brisbane fucked?
I think Brisbane is fucked.
Yeah, here first.
Going,
I'm pretty
going.
sure.
I always heard that Australia wasn't too bad, or is that just not? Is that bullshit?
It's fake news.
That's
Yeah,
really fake news. Yeah.
devastated,
I don't
devastated.
even think comparative to over there, it's like even slightly better. I can't see how it is. Oh, it's cheaper than the Netherlands for sure,
Yeah.
but I don't know about fucking yeah about the UK to be honest. I couldn't go. I only found out that there was a train that goes underwater or some shit underground.
Yeah, the
You got-
Eurostar.
Yeah, you got some crazy shit going on over there, man. Atlantis.
Yeah, I remember like there's like a common thing that everybody goes through where like when you're growing up, you obviously like the Eurostar, like you just kind of imagine it's like a massive clear tube which you go through and you can see the fish over the
Yeah,
top, and
that's
then
what I'm
you
fucking
go in it for
thinking.
the first time and you're there like, okay, it's just dark, like this is shit.
It's
But
just pitch black.
yeah, gutting. Yeah, it's just pitch black. You can't see anything out the windows. So if the Eurostar's listening to this, maybe chuck a couple of fish in there. I think that wouldn't go amiss, you know. I think we could
Few
all back that.
fish, a few lights,
Yeah.
make a real
Yeah, that'd be
show
pretty
out of
sick.
it.
Yeah, why not? You know, tickets are bloody expensive. You know, get your money's worth.
Oh, it's impossible, man. Like I was trying to figure out how to get there with Flixbus, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Flixbus ain't gonna sort you out.
also, yeah, Flixbus are not sponsors on the show. That's why I got no issue saying that they're the fucking worst company I've ever fucking been on, man. Have you
Yeah,
taken that shit
yeah.
before?
Yeah, I went. I was like went around Europe at one point, and that was just like I remember half of it was Flixbuses, and half of them were the most stressful journeys. Considering it's a
Ever.
bus, like the most stressful journeys I've had before. Can't be asked for that.
Honestly, you should go and sample a Flixbus experience. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
don't know if
like,
maybe I'll collab with them.
yeah, no, they're terribly reviewed too, but they still seem to kick on for some reason. I remember I got sent to the back because I'm 6'9", and they weren't letting me
Right.
like stretch my legs out at the front. They go to the back, go to the back, and the dudes driving the bus were like these two German like bodyguards as well. They were like bodyguard bus
No
drivers.
way.
Like go to the back, and then they sent me to the back, and there were people who were like upside down, sleeping, like fighting everywhere. Like it was disgusting, man.
Nah. Yeah,
Dan,
I
what
said
the
they
fuck
always
are you
stink.
6'9"?
Yeah, but we've never met, so you don't know that
What
I'm
the
super
fuck?
cool.
What is it like being 6'9"? That's ridiculous.
Catch Maddie
What's
go,
this?
oh, stand up.
What
Stand
What's
up
the
on the
weather like
live
out
stream.
there?
what is your experience? What's it like?
Being tall, it's pretty good. I like it, but it's also it can be really annoying if I go to certain places because people really like to point it out.
Do you know how tall it is in meters?
Yeah, 203 centimeters,
But a door is 2 meters.
which is why I have to duck.
That was my next question. Do you have to duck going under doors?
You
Dan, I'm so sorry.
have these written
That's
down?
devastating.
I'm so sorry you have to duck. That's inconvenient.
No shit. Well, I'm glad we got this out of the way, gang. I did forget. I think I was thinking about it. Maddie doesn't know how tall I actually am.
I wanted to know how like the audience's emotions influence the art that you do. Because I wasn't like anticipating when I started the account to get like that heavy of emotions from people. Because at the start it was just cute stuff. But then it goes, I think it's like in relation to the nostalgia as well. Like you get all the people that find comfort in it, but then you also get the people that it unlocks like really dark stuff and like a lot of guilt. And then some of your comments end up being like therapy and people are replying, trying to give advice. And it's like very, very heavy stuff. So I wanted to know, like, with your stuff that's kind of nostalgic, if you are seeing comments from people that go into that sort of emotion where it's not just like, oh, this is cool and it's got a cool fuzz to it, it feels nice, but people who are like really getting in their feels. And then also like negative feedback. Because you mentioned to me something about hate comments and I can't understand what that would be. So yeah, what do you feel about like the emotion coming from people?
I mean, there's like a couple of little bits and bobs for us. Like in terms of like the very like kind of more emotional kind of side of stuff. I get all sorts of messages. I think it's more so on TikTok. I want to say it's because it's maybe a younger audience than what I have on Instagram, and so they kind of are a bit more unfiltered with how they
Yeah,
are on
that's how I feel as well.
commenting.
Like TikTok is fucked. Instagram, they have it together, but TikTok is like really, really
Yeah,
sad.
it is like I know like especially as well like I've got like a couple of my songs end up getting into like the kind of more moody territory, like a little bit like especially like the songs I've actually released, they kind of have like a bit of like a quite like a moody kind of sad vibe, some of them do. And so I do get some comments where it's people that are like, I don't know, I guess they're commenting little paragraphs about maybe like what they're going through or something like that. And I don't know, it's something that you never expect, but like
Yeah.
actually like having that come through is a bit like I don't know. It's just it's first things like, oh, I don't necessarily know how to handle that, but then it's the realization where you know, you don't need to, and the gratefulness that maybe somebody feels comfortable enough to kind of share some piece of thing about what they're going through is quite like there's something kind of like like bless you guys, like I hope you're okay, and then like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, sometimes it gets really quite heavy, and it's a bit like I don't really know what exactly to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that as well. It feels almost like it's like hosting a therapy session. It's almost like you're hosting this event where people in the comments just come in. And I remember like I posted a video and it was just a sun catcher and it had Adrian Lenker's song Come in it. And it was just like so simple and I didn't think anything of it, but that one got really big and that had so many like really heavy comments on it. And one of the comments said something like, one day I'm going to be a body in the ground and I can't comprehend that. But then they were getting all these replies from people just like giving advice or comfort. And it like genuinely changes people's like perception around death and shit. And it's so strange. And it's like when that stuff first started happening, I felt like I owed it to the audience to be reading all of it because it feels like such an honor to have people share all that emotion on your stuff. So like even late last year, I was able to read every single comment. But then when your stuff blows up and you get so many comments, you can't take all of it in. So that was really hectic. Like when I first got that flood of all the heavy emotions, because it feels like almost disrespectful to shut it off since it's on your work. It's like you want to give it your attention, but it's just fucked. It's so much emotion. So it's like interesting that you have the same thing. And do you feel like you have to, I don't know if it's the right phrasing to say be cold about it, but just like have a wall up? Because that's kind of a shift that I felt where I wanted to feel everything that someone was feeling about something that I made. But then you have to just like put up this wall completely and just shut out like all the negative. But then you kind of are shutting out some of the positive as well. Like the praise, you kind of are just like, okay, thank you.
I mean, I think it's something which like, I don't know, like if by reading, especially if you have a post that does well or something like that, or like you put out a song that like links to some sort of audience in that kind of way, like there does come a point I feel like we're all bloody human at the end of the day and you can't possibly comprehend or read or deal with all of that. And I don't necessarily I think if you did, it wouldn't have a healthy response at all in the slightest. And you know maybe then like you end up replying to every comment, for example, and then like like then the one that you don't miss, maybe somebody ends up getting like, I don't know, hurt by that or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm deep in it too much, but like I don't know, I feel like it's a bit similar as well with like positive messages as well. It's quite I've found a bit more like kind of peace on stuff where it's just that like, say if a video does really well, I just kind of then just shut off the comments. Maybe I'll have a nosy like every once in a while, but whether good or bad, it's quite nice to just kind of like put my art in the world and not let like, I don't know, the fact that people really like something or maybe really dislike something affect what I want to do, like type thing. Because I don't know, it keeps everything quite authentic, keeps everything, I don't know, very clear and transparent without having somebody else's input clouding what you want to do, especially creatively. Because I feel like that's such like a, I don't know, quite like a pointless thing in the end. But yeah, no, I don't know though. I feel like there's also as well no necessarily right answer at the end of the day, and you kind of know within yourself what you want to do and how you want to respond to these things. But yeah, I don't know. It's never nice seeing anybody upset though, innit? So you just kind of have it and it's not like, oh, bloody hell, like. But it's also, it's a beautiful thing seeing as well, like, it's like, say, what you were saying, for example, like somebody putting a comment on a video and then a bunch of other people that like your stuff coming in and replying and offering advice and stuff like that. That's like, that's a bit of like a community type thing being made there that's spawned by something from, something that you've created, which I think that's the coolest shit in the world. Like that is,
I feel that as well.
Cooler than that. Like
it's so complicated. It's it's really weird. I remember like before the account had like its second wind, any like really meaningful comments, I just really felt that. And then it got to a point where it's like when you get that many messages and that many comments of people feeling so much, even like the positive things, it almost feels like it's not real.
Yeah.
And it's this really weird switch of going between being able to like graciously accept praise and be really thankful for it, and be able to trust it. And maybe it's like the subconscious thing, but I think when it's like such a large quantity, it doesn't feel real. And I know it is, and I like respect the audience's emotions, but it just feels like it feels so wrong. It feels like there's something wrong. Like there shouldn't be that much emotion, that it's so hard to to take the compliment and sit with like how positive something could have been. And I think that's interesting what you said about like not wanting to get into the comments because you don't want that to influence what you're making too much. Like you don't really need to know a lot of the stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that now, and it's just such a weird transition. I don't know like how quick of a transition that was for you, but since like stuff was really quick for me, it was really weird going from like that one place of being able to accept it and hold other people's stuff, and then, you know, like 2 months later just trying to reject it. And it's sad to say rejecting, but I think you know what I mean. And it's just really, really weird.
Yeah, well, it's balancing that like kind of fine line in the middle, isn't it? Where it's like you're not being too blocky outy, but you're not being too, I don't know, too receptive. I don't know. It's a weird one to kind of balance mentally, I think sometimes. But I think it's also the case with any sort of like, you know, if you make films and they end up doing well or whatever, like, you know, you're at the end of the day, you're putting something that you put a lot of care into and a lot of thought behind out into the world. So I don't know, maybe there's something as well in terms of like, I don't know where the hell I'm going with this.
Just keep going.
Well, we're just like, there's something as well with just like the putting something that you care about a lot into the world, and just like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think the separation ends up being a thing that a lot of people kind of fall on. And I think it's something that, I don't know, it's kind of healthy in a sense. But then as well, on the other side of that, like I'm currently setting up like a Discord server type thing, or like, you know, like I've got like, you know, like the Instagram channel sort of vibe, like, and actually like, or like bumping into people that like you're like what you do in person. I feel like that feels a lot more real.
Yes.
And a lot more, I don't know, community kind of side of it. But maybe that's just because there's like a filter. So like, you know, not everybody can interact in that kind of way.
I know that there's some types of, I guess I'm going to use the word meme artists, because neither of you are meme artists. You guys are much more in tune with emotions, and you're creating, you know, content that's related to that. But I have also interviewed people who are very big with meme art, with meme kind of art, and the types of comments that these types of artists get are very hostile. I don't even look at the fucking TikTok because I'm just not TikTok savvy yet. Maddie needs to train me in how to become, you know, better at TikTok. But in Instagram, the comments that these guys get is out of this fucking world. It reminds me of being in the fucking schoolyard watching playground fights when I was a kid. It is the worst shit I've ever seen. So I'm wondering, we're not talking that level though, right? When we're talking about respectively both of yours comment sections getting really heated or really negative, right?
I find with my one ends up, especially within the synth community, like I've got the other end where instead of it being like young kind of memey kids, it's all like 50-year-old blokes that just like, those are the ones that leave the hate comments, and they're like, what the fuck is this noise? This is shit. And I've not, you know, I've not had it in a little while. I mean, I'm a bit like, give a shit, you know, grew up on the internet. I can take somebody chatting shit. But like, I used to have like a lot of people just be like, what the fuck is this? Blah, 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 blah. This is stupid noise. But then there was a couple of instances where I'd have it on the algorithm where somebody commented that, and then a day later I'd see them comment on another post of mine going, oh, this is really good. And I'm like, what? Like, just get off like the internet, like stop leaving comments. Like you're yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think there's also something kind of funny about I mean, I'm sure we all bloody maybe did it when we were younger, where you just chat shit when you first get on the internet. But like, I think there's also something as well where it's like reach a point of like kind of like peace where you're there. Like, it's kind of funny that somebody would go out their way to leave a arsey comment on your stuff. Like, that's hilarious. Yeah. But also as well a little bit of just like, oh, I hope you're okay because you're spending your free time leaving horrible comments on people's stuff. Like, that doesn't sound like the most healthy way to spend your time, you know what I mean?
No, I've had a fair few avant-garde artists as well, conceptual artists on the show, and they deal with that a lot, you know, more than I wish they, you know, I wish they didn't have to deal with any of it, but more than I expected.
Yeah.
Like, just going, this is crap, this is noise, what is this? Are you even playing your instrument? And I'm just like we're in 2025. There's so much research online to the validity of all shit. How can you be so ignorant?
It's
So,
hilarious.
I think I've only got one hate comment. Oh no, I've only read one hate comment, and it was on Instagram, and someone said, "This looks like shit." And I replied to it and I said, "Bro, I know, but I'm just trying to pump out content." And it did look like shit. It was so shit, but it did really well. Like, that's the thing with like when you have a larger audience, it's you get into this groove of you have like guaranteed viral videos. So if you post shit amongst the stuff that you think is good, that might just be the one that the algorithm wants to push forward. And I just posted this like dumb video. It was on my iPhone of ducks. And then I had my camera and it was me taking photos. And then it showed the photos that I took of the ducks. And the photos were so fucking shit. They were so bad. But I found them in my camera roll and I was like, I could make something out of this. It was like a game of like, can I try and make something slightly good out of absolutely nothing? And then it goes viral. So yeah, that was the hate comment and I just agreed with it. That's all you can do.
That's a good way to handle it, to be fair. Because
just agree with it.
How can you leave a hate comment on a duck video? Like, that's like, I
don't like ducks.
That's a very
simple to me.
Particular type of hatred, you know?
I think the hardest feeling that I've had to adapt to quickly. Also, no, I think it's a good point to make that like with the account growing so big. Oh my fucking God, Dan, I'm sorry. Today, and to the audience, I'm so sorry. Today is not a good day for talking. Right, we're going to try it again. Okay. So something that is really interesting about having an account that gets big quickly is you have to adapt to things super fast and process it super fast. So something that is really random is when you put out content that has so much of like your love in it. So I said before, like a lot of the content is just filler content and doesn't mean that much to me. But it's hard when you put out something that has, that is just expressing love, like how you love people and how you experience the world, and it's just positive. And then those are the videos that can get like really, really sad, heavy stuff. And there's like self-deprecating comments and people saying like talking about their relationship with their parents and how everyone hates them and stuff. That is weird. That is weird, having like something great and then the reception is just like self-hatred. And you just gotta get over it. I had to process that and be like, okay, if they weren't going to leave that comment on my video, they would find something similar to leave it on. But I thought that was interesting.
You do see that a lot on YouTube more than anything. On YouTube, like you'll see these like the first comment of so many videos, no matter what it is like, if it's a song that's sad, it would be like, I lost my blah, blah, blah in a blah, blah, blah accident when I was, 15. And it gets like all these comments in it. And it's like, I don't know if it's real or not, but the comment itself gets so much fucking attention. My ex-guitarist, he went viral for shout out to Salvador. He went viral for his Beach Boys cover. He did a Beach Boys Apple Bottom Jeans cover, which got like millions and millions of views. People would comment being like, this saved my life, like this, like fucking, legitimate. Like there is such an interesting rapport though from these communities. People you will never meet, probably, unless you like, I don't know, do a meet and greet. Would you guys ever do a meet and greet?
I met someone for the first time in person the other night, accidentally.
Where?
No way.
It was at the Bearded Lady. Do you know the Bearded Lady in Brisbane?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it just shut down.
Oh.
Yeah, it was last week. I'm just going to shout this guy out. I recognized him from the comment sections of my videos, and I knew he went to gigs in Brisbane, and I knew that I would see him around eventually. And then I saw him in person, and I introduced myself, and I was like, "Do you follow this account? That's me. I recognize you." So that was crazy.
So you knew deep down that like you were gonna meet with this guy at some point. You just knew it.
Yes, yeah. Like a month ago or two months ago. I don't know if I told him that. I knew it was gonna happen. Like he goes to gigs in Brisbane. I knew I was gonna see him, and then he looked familiar, so I like double checked, and it was him. And that was so funny, like meeting someone in person for the first time, but like they didn't recognize me, but I recognized them.
That's cool. It almost feels like you manifested meeting this bloke. I mean, I don't know. Last night I went out, I bought Carl Jung's fucking. Have any of you read Carl Jung's books, like on synchronicity? You know that shit?
No.
It's like the universe sends you signs, and the more you're in tune to it, the more shit happens the way you kind of expect it to. Yeah, I butchered it. I don't really understand anything. I spent all night drinking beers trying to understand it, and the more beers I drank, the less I got. So we're not gonna worry about that. But anyway, cool. The one other thing I wanted to ask you was, yeah, you got announced to play South by Southwest London? Is that something that's happening? Or?
Yeah, in like 2 weeks' time, which would be sick.
Cool. So what are you playing? Are you playing Ambient Works?
Yeah. So I play like a lot of gigs, mainly around London. I want to do more outside of London, but I'm just kind of waiting for stuff to kind of happen. But yeah, South by that's in like 2 weeks' time. Take my modular bits, tapey kind of bits. I've got a kind of mix of bits and bobs, like some new music that's coming out. Play that live. Play the classics, which is my more
The hits.
I guess songs. Yeah. And then yeah, a lot of it's just improvisation, weird shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know South by Southwest was in London because I've been to the one in Sydney before. And I hung around
Yeah.
there, and that was really cool. But yeah, I didn't know they did it in London. Is that new?
No, yeah, so this is the first year that they're doing it. So
Okay.
bit like, see what happens, see how it all goes down. I got like a pass to it, and so I booked the week off work. So I'm gonna have a little potter around for the full week, see what's going on.
Yeah.
But
No, I know
yeah,
the
I mean,
experience. Like I went to the
should be
Melbourne
fun.
one. I'm a muso, but I went there with my mate gave me a free what's it called? A gamer's pass. I'm not a gamer,
Nice.
but I had to use the gamer's pass to get into all the music industry events and shit like that. And
Sick.
they would treat me like shit. Like all the agents were like, "What the fuck is this gamer doing here? Like, go back and play some Fortnite." But I was
No
like, "I'm
way.
one of you guys." Like,
Yeah, I shred a little. I shred a little.
I shred a little on the side when I'm not playing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was the first year that they had done it here, so it was very
No way.
prototypey. But I did notice that like, and I'm not a Sydney. I don't live in Sydney. I live in Melbourne, but the
Right.
Sydney atmosphere was so different thanks to this festival. It felt like, and I'm not sponsored by them yet, but maybe I can get some passes out of this one.
Sick.
But yeah, like the whole city became kind of united because of all these little happenings that were happening everywhere because of the festival. You would see artists that you like just riding a bicycle down the street, and then you'd see them later at the pub, and it felt like a real, like, microcosm of culture. So that was great.
Yeah. Okay,
But that
that's
was,
that's good to know. That's good
yeah.
to know, yeah, because
Well,
I'm a bit like, I don't know how, I can't gauge it at all. So I see all the clips
yeah,
of like South by in the US and stuff, but I feel like obviously that's got culture, that's got roots there,
it's
like
very different though.
hard to
The
know.
US one for sure.
Yeah.
But what's the UK scene like in general for your type of music? Is it well received?
For ambient stuff, yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know, it's a weird one. I feel like I'm a lot more online, and then when I'm actually like playing shows, I don't really play many shows with like ambient artists. Not by like choice, just kind of how it kind of happens, but like I kind of end up playing a lot with like shoegaze artists or like hardcore bands or like stuff like
Hmm.
that. Like it's kind of a bit of a random mix match. But I mean, there's plenty of great venues and stuff like that that realistically I should maybe go more to, but I'm a bit of a hermit, so I don't.
Hmm.
But like, yeah, I mean, London's pretty sick for all sorts of ambient stuff. I know Brighton. as well in the UK has got a big old ambient scene, and so does like Bristol as well. So there's good pockets kicking around.
Cool, yeah, for sure. Because I was wondering, like, especially when you have like such a a big presence online, like I do wonder like how it translates so far,
Uh,
to a live crowd.
I mean, it was funny. I remember like when I first played my first ever show, is that like by that point I'd had a good couple of hits on Instagram, and I was like, sick, it's gonna be a great show. I rock up and it's just like my friends, and I'm there like, sick,
Yeah,
let's go.
it's like that for some fucking reason. I don't understand why it's like that for musicians. Like I don't have I've got like maybe 3K, 3.5K for my band, but when you rock up to a show, it's fucking 300, 250, like fucking going out. But yeah, you
Right.
see it with other bands who are really, really big, and then like they'll play somewhere and it's just like not huge.
Yeah, I mean the internet's such a weird thing. I feel like it's so disproportionate in so many different cases, like
Cool.
it's a weird old thing, and I feel like, yeah, especially in terms of having an audience, especially in the music kind of realm, like, I don't know, yeah, there's a lot of stuff where, I don't know, it's not quite as black and white in terms of like you've got X amount of followers on this, so X amount of people will listen to this or buy this or come to this. It's like you really can't gauge it. Like, I
No.
know lots of friends that have maybe like, you know, less of an online presence, but then their shows are packed out, and it's like, I think it just shows the importance of building a bit of like an actual core kind of fan base around stuff, which is
Yeah.
I don't know, it's cool. I think it's kind of cool as well in that world.
Well, you heard it here first. The importance of replying to every single comment, no matter
Oh
what
yeah,
it is.
100%. Yeah, the good
Yeah,
ones, the bad ones,
bad
the
ones, the hateful
people,
ones,
bless
for
them,
sure.
going through some shit. Like, you got to reply.
Well, yeah, James, that was all I wanted to ask you. Maddie, did you have any burning stuff?
Yes. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I didn't have enough time to write it out, so it's it might be really hard for me to try and explain
It's
myself.
okay.
Okay, bear with me, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how to phrase this question, so I will just say what I feel, and then I just want to know how you feel. Okay, so only like in the last couple months, I think I've found like the formula and the style of editing and putting together videos that can like express really specific stuff and really specific feelings. And I think this is a good example right now, is like sometimes it's really hard for me to explain verbally things, and I might use like, I don't know, really abstract analogies to explain something, and I'm like, it makes sense to me, and people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But now it's like I found this thing through the account only in the last few months where I can make art instead of trying to explain something in a ridiculous analogy or like stuttering through a sentence. And it's like a really cool thing to have that. But then really like trying to explore that and trying to see like how many feelings can I put into a video that's like 30 seconds. And then you get into like how many like sensory feelings can I put into a video. And then I think like the visuals with the music as well, I can start putting shit into a video that's like the feeling of like when you wash your hands and then you dry your hands and you're like flicking the water off your hands, or like the feeling of like stretching or like scratching and stuff, like all these sensory things that I feel when listening to music, I can now like put it together in a video. And it might not make sense to other people. They're not going to see it and go, oh yeah, that's like flicking water off the hands, but it makes sense to me, right? So it's like I found this kind of like really specific niche weird thing where I can put these sensory things that I once just found when listening to music into something that I create. And I was just wondering how that is with the work that you do, if it is like sensory. And I know as well, like a lot of people are really visual thinkers, and they might be like thinking of stuff when they're making art in the moment. And they might have like a story going on in their head, or they might be thinking about trying to capture a specific feeling in what they're doing, or maybe they are feeling it and they're putting that into their work. And I think I just wanted to know, like, when you are doing stuff live, are you thinking about the emotions you're putting into it, or are you sitting with a feeling and trying to put that in, or is it all like intuitive, and is it visual, and is it like sensory? Is there things that you think about that you can put into the music? And I'm sorry if that doesn't make any sense. I did my best trying to word that.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of like that with my work comes, it's a bit of intuitive likeness, and then as well like subconsciousness kind of vibe, like where like maybe like I don't realize it until like later that like, you know, maybe this piece that I've created's got like a bit of like a kind of, I don't know, like I guess like a melancholic-y kind of vibe, or this one's a bit more in the happy kind of realm, or like whatever. Like I don't think I really realize until like processing after, and it's like, oh, okay, no, this makes a lot of sense that like this has this kind of feeling. You know, there's been a few times where I've you know, I'm like quite like a kind of, it can be quite like a goofy kind of person, but then like it doesn't come across, and then somebody be there like, oh wait, but your music's really emotional, it doesn't really line up, but it's cool to kind of see that side of you. And I feel like with the clips and stuff like that, like especially on Instagram, I don't really think too much about it, and then it just kind of happens. I think there's been one or two times where like, you know, especially like the kind of the sensory kind of stuff, like I'll maybe like, you know, like if I'm there like, you know, in a bit more of like a moody mood, there's like a bit of like, okay, let me put a lot more maybe distortion kind of side on stuff, or like a lot more of like a kind of like lower kind of frequency somber kind of vibe, and then, you know, like maybe if it's a bit more like a kind of happier like kind of silly stuff, it's a bit more like fuck it, it's a bit more like crazy kind of sounding, it's a bit more, I just got a bit more weirder with it. But like, yeah, like I guess I try not to think too much about it, or maybe I haven't ever really sat with like a feeling and gone, okay, I'm gonna make something in this kind of way because I'm feeling this way. But it'll be a cool practice to kind of try out. But I think I maybe don't realize that I'm in that kind of mood until after, sort of thing, which is maybe a good thing to work on, a good thing to kind of figure out, you know?
No, I feel that as well. I've definitely made stuff where I've like filmed it all, edited it together, chosen the song, posted it, like made a full thing. And then only afterwards I realized that it just like makes complete sense being this one thing. And then I like surprised myself, and I'm like, oh my God, I captured exactly what this experience is, but I didn't realize. So I think a lot of my stuff was just intuitive. And then afterwards you're like, oh, that's what I'm thinking of, but you don't think about it in the moment.
Yeah, it's crazy how like it kind of like how you kind of figure all of that out without realizing it as well. Like, I don't know. It's kind of mad that your brain like defaults to like maybe these certain tools or these certain things to kind of translate it. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It's
it
cool.
might be I don't know how it would be for you, since like the music is in the moment and then the editing is more like technical with putting it together to post
Yeah.
online. But I think it's really cool when I can like film stuff and then have all the footage there. And then that was one feeling. But then you can go into like the second stage of creating something completely different through the editing. And that's like its own creative thing. And like you can use the same
Yeah.
clips, but make one video that's like this feeling, and then rearrange the clips and use a different song and like create something completely different.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess on yours as well, do you have like the when you're like thinking of a song to put with like a certain clip, is that like almost like a moment maybe to like revisit that mood and be like, okay, this song matches this kind of mood, or do you kind of put it together in more of like an aesthetic kind of sense?
I was talking to Dan about this. Um, it's always different. Sometimes I'll just be looking at footage and then I'll just try and think like, what exactly does this sound like? And a song will pop in my head. Or like sometimes, I don't know, man, I take shit way too seriously. I'll like go on to make a video and be like, I just want to get this done in 10 minutes. And then I find a clip that I like. And then I'll be on Spotify for like half an hour just trying to find like exactly what it is. And it's so frustrating, but also it's like there's a right and a wrong answer when you're looking at it, you know? So when you know, you know. So I'll just like look at things, and then if I find a song but it's not exactly what that video sounds like, you just have to keep going until you find what it sounds like. So sometimes it's like that. And then it's really cool. You can like pick out individual sounds in the song, like an instrument, and then you can look at something and be like, that's exactly what that is. Like I posted one and it was Jealous by iDress, and it was a really simple video, and it was just like bats flying through the sky and street lights as well, but the bats flapping their wings was the guitar, and then the street lights and the beams of that was like the drums. And when I put it together, I was like, this is so simple, and I think a lot of people will watch this and be like, oh, that's cool. But to me, it's this really exciting feeling of, I just showed exactly what that is, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, there is no right and wrong answer objectively, but to me, there's a right and wrong answer. And it's like, that is that. Those bats is that guitar.
Yeah. So that's cool to have that. That's so sick to like, as well have your
really
own
weird
kind of relationship with the clip and like stuff like that, and be there like, this might not make sense to like some other people, but I have this, and there's something really special in that. I think.
No, for sure. It's like a really special random form of expression. And I've kind of like tried to explain this to people before, but it like it like feels like dancing, using like certain people's music, editing it together. It feels as expressive as dancing, because you know exactly what sections look like, and it's just this big like performance.
Sick. Yeah, I get you. I get you. This is so
Hell
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway.
I was gonna add something deep, but I just wanted to ask if James had ever seen Maddy's dance TikTok.
James, there's no way in hell that you have seen my dance account.
Maybe it's not made over to the UK yet. No.
No, it's pretty underground. We're not saying the username on this show right now. It's completely unaffiliated. I will send it to you. It's completely unaffiliated with Digicam Vids. Dan, it is going so well. I hosted sorry, James, this is not going to make sense, and it's not going to make sense to the viewers, but I hosted a games night on my TikTok dance account, because it's like turned into this performance. Like, okay, I'm sorry, I need to give context. This is ridiculous. All right, so my dance account is, I sit my phone in my fridge and I open the doors and I dance for 15 seconds. But then over a couple of weeks, I found like an audience and now have a small cult following, and they loved me dancing out of the fridge. But then I turned it into this empire. So everyone has their own, fuck, this is so stupid. I'm so sorry. Everyone has their own assigned roles in the empire. So they all have their jobs that they've chosen. But now I'm hosting events in the videos. So first I held the first town hall meeting. So everyone in the comments had to give updates on their jobs. So people were saying like, the foraging is going good, but I'm encountering bears in the forest and they're making me say riddles and stuff like that. Sorry, is this making enough sense?
I hate it when that happens.
How did it go from dancing to people having roles in the council? How did you say that to them?
My friend said the account is like maladaptive daydreaming, but on TikTok. So it's kind of like I've just created this like fantasy world where it's an empire, and then all these people were just immediately on board, and now they all have their jobs. So we had like the town hall meeting, and then yesterday I hosted games night. I'll send you the video. I hosted. Maybe you can cut. Dan, I think you need to cut all of this section out of. No,
this is the best section yet.
No, this is so embarrassing.
This is great. This is like the extended section of what we didn't get to discuss last time. Okay. Maybe because it didn't exist last time.
Okay, let me think about it, but maybe it gets cut out. Maybe it stays in.
Okay. Up to
So
you.
I hosted games night last night, where it's just a dancing video, and it says games night. Everyone in the comment section say riddles, and then everyone else has to reply to them and solve the riddles. And immediately, I got so many comments. Everyone's saying riddles. It's so fucking funny. It's crazy that like it took a few weeks, but now I have and I like hyped it up first. I made a video and I said, we're hosting a games night tomorrow night, and people were excited. So when I posted the games night, there were people on it straight away.
Sick.
Yeah.
Prepping them. That's so good.
It's crazy.
That's so good. I feel like, yeah, definitely send me this. I can't visualize what the hell this is.
Yeah, I've done a terrible job.
Even though I've seen
No.
I think it's so. Know what the fuck you're talking, because it's like I don't understand how, like, it's awesome. Like, you've managed to like convince all these people about this like games night, about these roles, about this like microcosm of activity. But in terms of how it relates to the dancing from the fridge, I'm just like, is the fridge dancing like when you see people playing Subway Surfers at the same time as something else? Is it like that? There's the dancing and then there's the games, but there's no actual thematic link between the two?
Well, I think it's not that deep. I think I'm not thinking at all. I think everything is impulsive and intuitive. And my sense of humor is just trying to look really dumb, but in a subtle way where people are like, is she being serious? I love that when people are like, I don't know how serious this is right now. And then you just go deeper and deeper. So, I've got lost in the empire, and people are taking it really seriously. And someone said as well, I made this post and I said, to those of you who have a parasocial relationship with this account, the feeling is mutual. And I'm just letting them know that, like, the fans in the comments, I feel that connection as well. And someone said that, like, their boyfriend knew about me because in her head, like, we're friends. And that's just so beautiful. Dan, I've decided you have to cut this out.
You give me the timestamp for when you want that to happen, and we'll do it. All right. So anyway.
I'm sorry.
That was excellent. That was great. James, to wrap things up, do you have any words of wisdom or advice or whatever for your listener in Australia?
I don't know. That's a big old question.
Nobody gives me nothing. Everybody says that.
Make a dance account where you open your oven and develop a
that would never work.
You've got the form. You've got the formula. You don't want the rivalry. I don't know. It's not that deep. The internet's not that deep.
That's exactly what I said. That's what I said at the end of my episode.
I mean, it's not that deep. It's so true though. Like it's something which it's so funny that you can post synth videos and then like post it enough and something can happen or something cannot happen, and it's the same with all other types of content. So just like, I think if you look at stuff and being like, oh, it's not that deep, just have fun with it. Like it's the best way for your own sake, for everybody's sake, to kind of do stuff. It keeps stuff authentic. It keeps stuff cool, and it keeps you sane. So yeah, it's not that deep. Have fun.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's actually similar. I mean, that's pretty much the exact same thing that Maddy said. And actually, I'm pretty sure also in the same sense as like the persistence as well, in that, like, just do what you got to do. Keep doing it. Don't take it to heart.
Like,
the exact same, the exact thing that we got out of the Maddy one. So
I said it's not that deep. Stay silly.
It's the best way. Oh yeah, and as well, like, there's kind of almost like a degree of, I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if this is damaging, but I feel like as well, like it's not that deep thing. Like, if you need to post slop, post slop. If you need to post something high quality, post something high quality. Like,
that's exactly what I said. You get it. You understand. You have to spam. You have to post it.
It's cool to hear that though, because like from I haven't quite reached virality yet, but rest assured I will. It's one of those things where like people who haven't got to that level with their social media stuff are very precious about it.
Yeah.
And we all just kind of live in this like, community where we're like, oh, well, we haven't got the high quality photos yet. We don't have anything new to add, that looks professional. But it's like, if you want to get there, you do have to be persistent, and you got to just put
Yeah.
out what you can.
Exactly. I think it's like there's almost a degree as well where it's like it's probably there's almost like a slight thing where it's almost like at your most authentic you're posting slop. Like if you're not thinking too much about it and it's just like let
That's
me just put
true.
this out there. Let me just get this out there, whatever. Like that's how like for me the posting synth clips on Instagram, this is a longer ramble considering it's the end of the video. But for like on Instagram, like for me, like the way that I got started on posting these synth videos is I'd post these crappy little videos on my story that nobody really cared about and they'd disappear after a day, and I was just there like, well, why don't I just like film this and post it? Like who cares? Like I don't know. I like it when people treat their Instagram pages as like a scrapbook, as like a little like collage, just kind of like chuck it all together, send it out there and see what happens, and then maybe make a second account that's a bit more curated if you really care that much, or have like another means. For me it's like my Spotify or like whatever, like but like yeah, I don't know, have fun with it. Just post trash.
And I know this is like this is a lot of words for a closing section of a video, but to people who do care about their likes, who aren't getting as many likes, that the positive feedback loop from being like, shit, people are seeing this, I should keep doing it. Who have having trouble getting into that. Would you guys recommend they like turn off their like count and not check their likes when they're starting off, when they're starting to get into posting?
I don't.
No, just whatever. Just post it, raw dog it, fuck it.
Yeah, I only turned off my likes literally like 2 months ago for the first time ever.
Really?
And like yeah, because like like I've been posting now like on Instagrams for like the simp stuff like for like 5 years, which isn't really that long, but like I don't know, I've gone through waves of having every post back to back for like 6 months being a fucking like banger and like it getting like crazy amount of likes and whatever, and then I've gone through moments immediately after that where I've hit the bottom of the well and I'm only like I'm maybe like I've got X amount of followers but I'm breaking 100, and it's one of those things where it's like it sucks, but like I don't know, you just gotta if you want to keep posting, it's not that deep. Kind of those moments are kind of good in a sense to kind of be a bit of a vibe check and link back to your early days of posting slop, like where it's just that like I don't know where I was going.
That's cool. That's cool, and I actually think that is very useful advice for a lot of people who have I've had moments of virality, but I've been at the bottom of the well a lot of times, and so it's nice to keep your chin up, I guess, be positive about it and have fun.
Deep, yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. It's not that deep. Thank you to both of you for an awesome hour and a half now.
Oh yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Good chat.
Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your night.